Your business deploys AI pilots everywhere. But are they going anywhere? Or are they stuck in silos, exhausting resources, unable to scale? Maybe you don't need hundreds of AI pilots. You need a holistic strategy. IBM has 65,000 consultants with Gen AI expertise who can help you design, integrate, and optimize AI solutions. So you're not just deploying AI, you're scaling it across your business. Learn more at ibm.com/consulting. IBM. Let's create.
Hi. Sorry, did I startle you? When you're used to hearing a certain type of commercial, something like this can, well, take you by surprise. That's kind of how it is with the Lexus RX, a vehicle that has continued to defy expectations for over 25 years. From the first luxury vehicle of its kind, to the first hybrid luxury vehicle, to the only plug-in hybrid worthy of the RX name. We understand you want more than the everyday SUV. And isn't being understood an amazing feeling? Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, distribute it everywhere, and even earn money, all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit your podcasts right from your phone or your computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. Ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel so supported in the creation and distribution of my show. Spotify for Podcasters hosts masterclasses, office hours, and more to help creators develop and fine-tune their skills. I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the show. I am joined by the one and only, iconic, most humble, beautiful. What'd you say in Marley's wedding speech?
I said I'm the youngest, funniest, prettiest, and most humble Ringo sister.
And that's how she kicked off her speech.
Mm-hmm.
So hi Lex, welcome back to 80/20. It's been about 3 months since we've had you on the show. Mm-hmm. Our episode is still one of my most popular ones.
I haven't listened to it.
No?
Nope.
Not once?
No.
Mom listened to it, Dad did. I'm pretty sure Mom sent it to the grandparents.
Oh. No. Sorry, I'm eating goldfish. No, I have not listened to it.
If you guys want to listen to that episode, I'll link it in the show notes. But that was kind of a big life update when we first moved here. And a lot has happened in the past... Has it been 4 months since we've lived here now? February, March, April, May.
5.
We're going on month 5.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Oh, I got an email from Casetify. 10% off. You probably did too.
Nope. Work email.
And
a Snapchat. And a Snapchat.
Lily re-downloaded Snapchat and she said it's going to be a Snapchat summer.
Snapchat girl summer. I took a break for... couple months.
You deleted it? Like,
I don't
when
know.
you got
like,
here.
Why did I?
Well, you never used it anyway,
No.
so it didn't really make a difference.
But then I
Just
realized
wasn't on
how
here.
many people my age still use Snapchat to communicate.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's like, I don't know. I first thought that, like, as we got older, we would just, like, kind of age out of Snapchat. And I think a lot of people did. But also, it's, like, a little less intimidating when you meet somebody and you ask for their Snapchat instead of their phone number, which personally I would much rather a guy be like, hey, can I have your number versus, hey, can I have your Snap? Because that's kind of annoying. But the only good side of that is, like, if you're, like, texting back and forth and the conversation's not going anywhere, then it just dies.
100%.
But if you're Snapchatting,
it can be a little more interesting.
it can be interesting because then you send a picture of, like, your window, and then you're like, oh, pretty view. Or you're like, your food. Oh, I love chicken, and whatever. Like, and so it's just kind of... I don't know why.
You can, like, get to know someone a little bit better, whereas, like,
because it's pictures, so it doesn't have to be context or you don't have to write a caption on it, so it doesn't really matter. But Snapchat is good for, like, friends and then, like, talking stages, But I would never want to be in a relationship with somebody and then they only communicate by Snapchat.
That would be
I would
so
be
annoying.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
It would be very immature.
Yes. It'd be like, are we in 7th grade again?
My take.
On Kick.
Kick. Got Kick.
Yeah.
My take is that I would much rather he call me.
Oh, well, yeah. I thought that wasn't a question.
Call me once a week and check in rather than like
Back and
texting
forth.
back and forth
Yeah.
or Snapchatting.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought I was just talking about text.
No.
and
Like if
Snap.
you're like dating or like talking. So there's like talking, but then like there's like dating and then there's like boyfriend, girlfriend, you know?
I love dating.
Dating. Yeah.
Because, like, I love, like...
I feel like you can date multiple people at the same time.
Yeah. It depends on, like, the person and your depth of feelings, I
As
think.
you get older, I think you can say, oh, I'm in this, like, I'm dating right now. Like, you're kind of...
Yeah. You're, like...
going on dates. And it doesn't have to be
Yes,
with the
exactly.
same person.
But, like, if you're
talking...
dating exclusively, then obviously that's, like, boyfriend, girlfriend
Then you're
without
exclusive.
saying.
Right.
Yeah. Like, exclusive
Exactly.
just is...
Exclusive.
Honestly, automatically boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah. They have the
Like,
same
you're
meaning.
going with them.
Yeah.
Like, not to be old school, but seriously,
You're going
like,
together, yeah.
when our parents were
Going
growing
steady.
up, not even steady, just, like...
I'm gonna ask her to go steady. From Wizards of Waverly Place.
He said study, but it was play on words. But, yes, Wizards of Waverly Place. But anyway, like, I wish that, like, we grew up the way that mom and dad did as far as, like, relationships go. People don't get, like, their feelings hurt because it's not all over social media all the time. You're not tracking somebody all the time.
It sucks to be on your phone and then see that, like, someone didn't text you back because they were
Hanging out with somebody else.
And granted, that's kind of just, like, FOMO.
I don't even really get, like, jealous, I feel like, that easy because I'm so, like, go with the flow. But, like, I can think of specific times in more recent months when, like, I'm just, like, into somebody a lot, and then it just kind of sucks to see that, like, they're on their phone, but they're not responding. But it's also, like, if I was with a group and just wanted to, like, take a selfie and not respond, I've done that before, so it's, like, almost being a hypocrite.
It's really tough to constantly be in constant contact.
Yeah.
Because you feel like if someone's not responding,
You did something wrong.
you did something wrong, when in reality, they might just not be on their phone. Or I know between the hours of 9 and 5, if someone personal texts me, I might open it. I'm the worst at this. I'll open a message and read it, and then I'll think, oh, I'm going to get back to them later, and then I never do. So, like, every single group message that I'm in, I'm never active in it because I read the messages or I might scroll through, but I never actually
Or,
respond.
like, you click on the notification, and then you're like, I didn't even mean to click that. And, like, emotionally, we're so much more involved than, like, if we didn't have phones.
Because you're always
like,
plugged in.
Yeah, and you think, like, you have these deep feelings for somebody when in reality, you don't. You just like their name popping up all the time. It's like that.
Ooh, that's a good hot take.
Yeah. I mean, I even, like, I'm guilty of that. Like, I think I'm, like, so into somebody, and then I'm like, actually, it's not so much, like, I mean, you could easily say, oh, I just like the attention, but it's really, you like the notifications. Like, you like your phone blowing up. You like being able to have somebody to talk to all the time.
The idea of them. Interesting.
I think that that's what that is.
Lexi's got a lot of good hot takes today. Tell us about your snacks.
That was, like, total derail from the conversation. But I really think that goldfish tastes better in a box than a bag.
Let us know your thoughts.
Like the carton that popped these guys. They're way better.
yeah.
Maybe it's like the more the merrier. I haven't had goldfish in years, but Marley wanted them for the party bus and we didn't eat them all. I don't even know if these made it on the party bus.
No, they did make it on the party bus. I'm surprised that they made it back.
Yeah, I mean, we
These
still have a
goldfish
lot.
have been through a lot. We'll just kind of recap our weekend for you guys.
Dude, I don't even know if I could, like, recall all that.
Why
For multiple reasons.
Why is that, Lexi? If any of you guys follow Lexi or me on Instagram, we posted a couple things, just a few, like a small handful of content from this past weekend where we attended my sister's wedding. Speaking of Snapchat. Bride Tribe, speaking of the wedding. Our older sister Marley got married this weekend, and it was a blast. People who didn't go to the wedding
are talking about the wedding.
Heard about the wedding.
Marley went to the Merchant Marine Academy, which is the 5th Federal Service Academy, and they have a meme page which is similar to Barstool, but because their school's smaller, they don't have Barstool. So their meme page is called 5th Academy Salt. You know, it's just like any other page for a school, but the kicker is that it's pretty exclusive of what makes on there. And in the morning, a bunch of the groomsmen were posting about Josh, the groom, so Marley's husband. They're posting like wedding day, this kid's getting married, like just typical boy content. And it all got reposted on this page. And so I was getting messages from the kids that are my age at that school. And granted, Josh and Marley have already graduated. Did I say that?
No, you didn't. But okay, that's important information.
So they graduated 2 and 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The kids that I know that are there right now, currently, they were texting me. They were like...
And they never knew Marley and Josh.
He goes, hey, Lex, like, why is your future brother-in-law all over 5th Academy Salt? And I was like, oh my gosh, haha, yeah, one of the groomsmen runs that account. Which I didn't know until I told Marley that. And I was like, look, like, whatever. And she's like, yeah, one of the guys runs it. And I was like, oh my gosh, no way, that's hilarious. And then I posted funny things that were reposted on the page. And then I got more messages like, no way, you did not make it on the page. That's crazy. I've sent so much stuff in, never made it. Again, this was all like this past Saturday. And then yesterday, I get a phone call from Marley, and she was like, hey, I just picked up some cadets and put them on their ship. School them on what they need to know before they get on their ship. And so she picks them up, and she said they're kind of quiet at first, but then, you know, they get to talking, and then they go to lunch, and she said that the one kid was just like, hey, can I ask you something? And she's like, yeah, of course, and they're in Norfolk, by the way, and that's where the wedding was. And she goes, yeah, sure, you can ask me whatever you want. And the kid goes, so I heard there was, like, a Rager Kings Point wedding. And she just busts out laughing. And she was like, oh, my gosh, yes, that was mine. And so she just thought it was hilarious how so many people were talking about the wedding. And it was just the ultimate party, and people, and then these kids were
I heard so many like hometown people were like talking about it.
And everybody like wanted to be there if they weren't there. So it's just funny because Marley's goal when she got engaged, she was like, I want to throw the biggest party ever. Yeah. And so she did that. So goal achieved.
Mission accomplished. We had a blast. I have a highlight saved on my Instagram. If you guys want to go check it out. I also posted a lot on Daily, which we'll talk about in next week's episode. I actually recorded an episode today with Austin, Daily's founder. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you might know what Daily is. We'll chat about that next week, but posted a ton of behind-the-scenes content on Daily.
It was just overall probably like one of the best weekends of my life. And it wasn't even my wedding.
Totally agree.
It was just the most fun I've had in such a long time with the most genuine group of people and the most fun group of people.
And there was... This is going to sound so corny, but so much love in the air.
That's what I was just about to say. Like,
the energy was incredible.
Absolutely amazing. Like, I don't think I've ever been around so many people and just felt, and I don't want to say, like, such good vibes, but seriously, like, it was
so much love,
so much positivity and just, like, excitement and...
What was that?
Time to be real.
Oh, shit.
Overall, an amazing
Great
5
weekend.
days.
Yeah. Actually, the story about the goldfish.
Oh, yeah.
On Thursday of wedding weekend, Lexi and I decided that we wanted to do something with the bridal party before things got really crazy. So we brought the bridal party in a day early. Maid of honor tip, think of like the most, I think that because there was 2 of us, there was a lot of brain power.
Yeah.
And everything was very intentional. And I don't want to use the word calculated, because that kind of has a negative connotation, but it was very
well thought out, and I feel like we thought of almost everything. I mean, there's so many things we forgot,
like water on the party bus.
Yeah, but because there were both of us, we just bounced ideas off each other, and we made the most of the days we had and the time we had too, because like there was just so much on the agenda.
As you guys may have heard, I was at my sister's wedding this past weekend, and something that I made sure to pack in my suitcase was my Athletic Greens AG1 supplement. With just 1 scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. And you guys, when I tell you this stuff was a lifesaver this weekend, I'm not joking. Obviously, when you take any type of trip or vacation, you're kind of off of your regular routine, but because Athletic Greens AG1 is a staple in my routine and it's super simple, this is a step that I made sure to just pack with me in my suitcase and do it even though there were like a million other things going on. I take my AG1 first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. This is one of my favorite ways to kickstart my day. It's got a kind of tropical mild taste. I take 1 scoop of AG1 and put it in about 12 to 16 ounces of water, and then I shake it up. And then I go and I do my journal and I read, and it's just the best way to start my day. And for me, it's a non-negotiable micro habit with big benefits. It's time to reclaim your health and your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop with water every day. That's it. There's no need for a million different supplements and pills to look out for your health. To make it really easy, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and giving you 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/8020. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/8020. But because there was so much on the agenda, we wanted to do something before the weekend got started, so we brought the bridal party in a day early. And we did a girls' night out. So fun. Mm-hmm. We celebrated in the room for a little bit and did a little pregame. And then we were like, let's just go walk and find dinner because we were all hungry. And we ended up at an Irish pub. They had like the most Irish food.
The live music, he really just could not even carry a tune in a bucket. Like, we were all clapping and chanting and singing along. Like, it was the most random place to have fun.
But it was a blast. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And then Friday morning, we all woke up in the hotel. The bridal party got coffee, and we went for a long walk. And rehearsal dinner started in the kind of later afternoon.
Like 4 o'clock.
So it was,
just a very down day, which was nice before the weekend, got started. Like, we definitely needed that.
Yeah. And then we had the rehearsal, which was at the Norfolk Botanical Gardens. It's absolutely beautiful. That's where they had their ceremony too. But rehearsal was there. That was quick and painless. Marley's wedding planner did a fantastic job facilitating everything. Virginia Gathering Company was her wedding planner. Knocked out of the park. And then rehearsal dinner was so fun.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Such amazing food too.
The food was fantastic.
I think the food at the rehearsal was better than the actual reception.
I agree.
Which, like, no hate to the reception food. It was good too. Yeah. But this restaurant was just amazing.
It was at the Hilton in Norfolk, and it was Vario, I think was the restaurant.
I don't know the name of it.
If I can find it, I'll link it in the show notes. But it was the second floor of the Hilton in downtown Norfolk. They hosted it in this private room. It was kind of like speakeasy themed.
Yeah, like the door was like a bookcase. So I felt like we were like a secret party.
Yeah.
And I also think it was so cool that the guys and the girls didn't know each other. Like, we only knew one groomsman prior to the wedding, and that was we only knew Steven.
Yeah.
But all the other guys, they are just scattered because they're all military, so they're all scattered across the U.S. I can't remember which girl said it to us, but they're like, not that I'm like nervous to meet the guys, but like I don't know them and we have to like link up and stuff. Like, she wasn't like actually nervous, she just didn't know what to expect. And I was like, well, I don't know them either. And she's like, wait, what? They're Marley's friends. I was like, well, they're Josh's friends, like, and so they're Marley's, but No, we didn't know any of them, but we all clicked immediately.
So well.
Like,
we had the best time.
It was 6 girls and 7 guys, right?
Yep.
And so, yeah, it was a blast.
An absolute blast. And I think...
And now we're all going to be best friends probably for a long time.
I think at the rehearsal dinner, everyone kind of was shuffled, which was kind of nice. Like, Marley just basically... She didn't do assigned seating or anything for the rehearsal, but she just basically said, everybody take a seat.
Yeah.
And we just all ended up where we ended up, and it was a blast.
Yeah, it was so fun.
I think a lot of them kind of knew the girls, because I think Marley had, like, sent our info to them.
Well, we had, like, a group message on Facebook Messenger. So, like, I think everyone kind of did their own stalking. Like, I friended everybody.
I didn't know anybody because I don't think I was involved in this group message.
Well, you were, but you just didn't.
I think I accidentally left one day when I was at work.
Oh, you're still in it.
Okay, well, I don't get them. Like, I literally cannot see
it's
these
okay
messages.
because the wedding's over, so you're fine. But, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us did our own stalking, but that has nothing to do with, you know, who the person is, just their Facebook account.
Regardless, we had a blast together, and rehearsal dinner was so fun. And did we go out after the rehearsal dinner?
We went back to the bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. We went out after the wedding. But we'll get to that.
Well, the guys went out after the
they
rehearsal.
did go out.
Like, and they
took
were sending us videos. Like, we were all, like, having a sleepover in the bridal suite. But then Marley gets videos of Josh riding the bull at a bar, and, like, oh, it was so funny. And then, yeah, the next day, hair and makeup started. So, like, Saturday morning started at 7 a.m. So we were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Coffee was delivered by Lily and Brooke, and
always on coffee delivery.
yeah, and getting ready was so fun. Like, all of us felt so pampered to get our hair and makeup done.
And the best part of the whole day was that there was no drama.
Oh, no.
No drama. The hair and makeup vendors said that we were the first bridal party where there was no drama. There really wasn't a problem. Everybody was so happy, so excited.
Yeah, that's so true.
Everybody's dresses worked out well. Like,
oh my gosh, the most stressful part was, so hair and makeup took, like, a little bit longer than we expected, and the photographer was like, hey guys, like, you know, if you want to get all these shots in your, like, you're getting PJ sets and then dresses in the room, like, you're gonna need to get ready soon. But some girls were still in the chair, like, finishing touches. And so then, like, we wanted to get our PJ pictures, but girls were in the chair, and so we couldn't get our dresses on yet. And so the PJ pics were just, like, so rushed. And then the most stressful part of the whole weekend was everybody getting in their dress. And because we were all thrashing around. All of us needed, like, boob tape and fashion tape, and the tape wasn't working.
It was... Everybody was... The biggest problem was everybody's boobs.
Yes.
Like, we were having...
boob nightmare. And for no reason.
Nightmare.
And I don't know why. Like, nobody has big knockers. Like, it just was, like, a serious issue. And it's funny because everybody's dresses were perfect in the end and when they had originally tried them on. But I think just thrashing around, everyone was like, oh, this isn't adjusted.
Well, and the other thing, too, is as a woman, your boobs fluctuate throughout your cycle.
Well, yeah.
So, like, if Marley... My thought was, like, Marley had a bigger boob issue than the rest of us. But my thought was that when she got fitted originally, maybe her boobs were, like, a different size. Or, like,
maybe.
You know, maybe she was... just in a different phase
of
her cycle.
But well, her issue was the cups that were added into the dress. She just made it work for the ceremony, and then we cut them out for the reception. Yeah. So it was, like, not a big issue, but she was just worried that, like, in pictures it was going to look weird, but it was totally fine.
And I know that she was super frustrated because, like, she'd done the fittings and everything was perfect.
Well, and it's supposed to be made to fit her.
Right.
So it's like,
yeah.
You can't not be frustrated when it's a wedding dress.
After we're done getting ready, we get on the party bus. And
the girls do.
The girls get on the party bus. The groomsmen went, they
with
took
our
cars.
dad.
Yeah, my dad took the groomsmen and my mom rode the party bus with us. So it's just all girls on the party bus. And someone has the nerve to turn, was it you?
It was me, I had aux.
Lexi had aux. She's got the nerve to turn on Marry You by Bruno Mars. And
which isn't a sad song.
It's not a sad song, it's a fun song. But I'm sitting there, I'm looking at Marley next to me. So she's the
and
first
I was
one.
next to you, or next to her.
And then I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at all the bridesmaids, and then I just look at, I'm gonna cry. I look at Mom. Oh no. I just look across at Mom, and she just has the biggest smile on her face. And it was just the sweetest moment ever.
Yeah, and it was so weird because we were like listening to all these wedding songs that like you always listen to and like get pumped up to, but then we were like, wait, this is real life.
Yeah.
Like, how is this real life? And now we're crying again. And I started crying on Friday night after the rehearsal dinner, and I did not stop until like our journey back to Annapolis after the whole weekend was over. But yeah, just such a happy day. And
ceremony was beautiful. The pastor did a fantastic
oh my gosh,
job.
yeah.
He nailed it.
The officiant
Did a fantastic job. What I thought was really cool is Marley and Josh are incredibly intentional with everything that they do. And so they had a couple readers. The last reader read a quote from Winnie the Pooh.
And it got to everybody. There was not a single dry eye in that
And it
place.
was, what was it? If you live for 100...
If you live for 100... I'll read it. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, I want you to read it. Because I might cry again.
If you live to be 100, I want to live to be 100 minus 1 day, so I never have to live without you. Piglet. How do you spell love? Winnie. How do you spell it? You feel it. Even if we are apart, I will always be with you. There's something you must remember. And what might that be, Christopher Robin? You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think.
After the 100 days minus 1,
Yeah.
I bawling my eyes
There's going to
out.
be pictures of us crying, and I can't wait to see them.
I can't wait to see them either. Ceremony knocked out of the park. We get back on the party bus, grab some high noons, had to take some pictures.
Tito shots.
Just the celebration begins. Party bus rocked. So fun. So the groomsmen get back on the party bus with us. We're rocking. The party begins. Head back. Reception. Well, cocktail hour, then reception. The whole thing just was...
It was flawless and amazing, and just everybody had a blast.
And I think that that's just one thing that you hope for when you host a wedding.
Yeah.
Is that everyone just has a
Everybody
great
has
time
fun,
and everything
yeah.
goes smoothly. And truly it was one of those events where there's just so much love in the air. Everybody wants to be there. And we just kept saying this to Marley the whole time, like when she was creating the guest list and dealing with the RSVPs, and, you know, going to events is hard for a lot of people right now. And so she was like, I just don't know, you know, who all's gonna make it. And everybody who was supposed to be there was there.
Exactly.
And it was incredible.
Yeah.
Sunday we wake up, and mind you, all weekend long there's been this festival going on.
Oh my god, yeah.
Called the Patriotic Festival.
Yeah.
It's a country music festival, and literally
In the street.
In the street between Waterside and the Marriott, and it was right outside of our hotel.
Like, we heard them sound checking in the mornings, and they were setting up all weekend. And...
So Sunday was Ernest
Yep.
and Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it was all sold out, so we couldn't get tickets.
I mean, I totally would have gone if we had gotten tickets.
Uh-huh.
But I'm kind of glad that we didn't, because we got to see like bits and pieces of it from the balcony. So it's probably 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
My room bumped up right on the street, basically. Like, I saw the street from my room, and I could also hear everybody sound checking, and you could too. You could see the stage from your room.
Yeah, mine was probably a little bit of a better view than you.
Yeah. And so I was gonna put myself down for a nap, and all of a sudden I heard someone sound checking, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Morgan. He's sound checking. I head up to the roof, and it turned out to be Ernest instead. And I love Morgan Wallen, but I really, really love Ernest. He's probably one of my top favorite artists.
Yeah.
And so Lexi comes up, meets me up there. I post a story on Instagram.
And he's singing one of my favorite songs, Sugar.
Sugar.
That's like my favorite Ernest song.
And I post a story, and I'm like, just when we thought this weekend couldn't get any better, Ernest is sound checking outside of our hotel. Post it to my Instagram story. So be it.
Just another Lily Rayco story.
Just another Lily Rico story. We head back to Lexi's room. We're hanging out for like 2 hours probably.
We're making like reels about Marley's wedding and like talking about how much fun we had.
Shooting the shit, looking at pictures, recapping the night. And then all of a sudden,
I'm like looking at something on my phone. She's looking at something on her phone. She goes, "Oh, Ernest just DM'd me." And I go, "What?" And so like I make her X out of whatever she was doing and go on Instagram
and so I open up the DM. And here, I'll just read them to you guys. I open up the DM, and it's just a response to my story, and he said, "Sure enough, LOL." And I said, flat out, I just go, "Wanna hang later?" And then at this point, he's responding rapidly.
Yeah.
Okay? He's like...
like seconds.
He's quick to respond. So he sends back 2 pictures.
Like
like Snapchat style.
Yeah.
The first one was, "Good question." And then the next one was, "How far is Annapolis from here? I love that place." So he had gone to my profile, saw that I live in Annapolis, and then...
And he watched all, like, at that point, we, like, went on, and we looked at all the rest of Lily's stories that were still up from the wedding, and he had watched every single one of them.
Yeah. I messaged back, was like, "Annapolis is 4 hours, it's the best, haha." Mind you, at this point, he hasn't actually responded with his face, so this totally could have been, like, an assistant.
Yeah, for sure.
Or, like, a bandmate or someone just, like, messing with me. But I don't care. I think that it's funny.
Well, and regardless if it was him or somebody else, he's just bored.
Yeah.
He has a wife and a child. It's not like he was, like, trying to flirt with fans or something.
Right. He's just messing. And so I sent a picture of Lexi's phone. Lexi's phone was playing Sugar by Ernest. And in the background, there's tons and tons of Fireball shots that were left over from the night before because the boys thought that it'd be a good idea to go to the ABC store in between
the ceremony and the reception, even though there was going to be an open bar soon. So they got all this alcohol.
They never used
it, and then it was just sitting around.
So anyway, tons of Fireball shots on the floor. So he responds with, "You need more Fireball shots." And I said, "They were for my sister's wedding. We're having trouble getting rid of them." And he goes, "That's a lot, LOL." I said, "Yeah, it really is. Do you and Morgan want to come over and take them off our hands?" Long story short, he never responded.
And later, when we got back from Top Gun, he was still performing, and so we went up and we posted more videos, and he saw both of our stories. Mm-hmm. It was just really funny. The whole thing was just very comical.
We just had a short intermission. A friend of ours FaceTimed us, so we chatted with him for a bit. But I don't know, we've been talking for like almost 40 minutes now, so I think that we might wrap this bad boy up. Mm-hmm. I feel like all we kind of did was shoot the shit in this episode, so I guess I'll leave you guys with a dose of inspiration. I'm doing something that I'm coining the June challenge. You guys know I like to have something to focus on, so 70 and 80 ended last weekend. That ended really strong. Lex and I did a killer job, and I'm really proud of us and how we built our routine after moving here. We gave ourselves 80 days and 70 workouts to do in those 80 days, and we killed it. So really, really happy with how that turned out. So June challenge, I am trying to meditate every day because I've kind of fallen out of that habit, and it's so good for me. It's June 2nd, and so far so good. I'm trying to move every day for at least 30 to 45 minutes, and something that's kind of a core habit for me is adding greens back into my diet, especially when I feel like I've fallen out of that routine. So I like to just call this going back to basics. So adding 3 greens onto my plate every single day is another habit that I'm working on. So those are my 3 June challenge items, and I'll probably add to that as the month goes on. But that is what I'm going to focus on this month. I'm going to make myself a sticker chart and stick to it. So do you have any new month goals, June goals, Lex?
I do not. Be a star.
In what?
Life.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Make some new friends.
I think that this is going to be the summer of new good friends.
Well, I made new good friends last summer, but yeah, new good friends in Annapolis for sure.
Yeah.
Talk to strangers. It's so fun.
It is really
fun.
And
it can turn your day around, and it can also turn their day around.
I think living with you has really helped me come out of my shell.
Oh, yeah.
In the best way.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to be really, I don't want to say anxious to talk to strangers, but I definitely wasn't
as bold.
I was never really as outgoing as you, or bold, I guess we could say. But I definitely feel like your extroverted energy has kind of radiated onto me a little bit, because now I really don't like being alone. I used to be a huge loner, but like in a good way. But now I prefer to be
You were like busy. A sad alone, but it's good to take time for yourself and be okay with being alone.
Right.
But not being sad while you're alone.
Right.
Like there's a huge difference. Because if you're sad if you're alone all the time,
that's
then
a big problem.
That's a problem that you need to get over, because being alone is a good thing.
And it's inevitable. It's always going to happen at some point.
But you shouldn't throw yourself a pity party if you're alone for like 3 hours.
Right. I guess I'll rephrase that. I enjoy being around people, but I do recharge best alone. Mm-hmm. But now I'm kind of like, oh, I don't want to miss a party. Like I enjoy going out again. I enjoy making new friends.
Huge example. Like we got back from the 5-day weekend that we were gone, and then we went out to dinner and met up with our friend Dean out. And like old Lily, you would have, if I even like semi-suggested that, you would have been like,
I probably would have flipped my shit.
You would have been like, what the heck is wrong with you, Lexi? Why do you think that that's a good idea? Like, we have to do this, this, and this, even though it's totally not a big deal. Mm-hmm. And you had a great time.
Oh, we had a blast.
Yeah, we went to sushi, and then you guys got more drinks, and like, we just had a good time catching up. But yeah, like, old Lily would have been like, absolutely not. Like, I was just gone for so long. Like, I need time to regroup. But you were like, yeah, let's get in the car.
Annapolis Lily likes to have fun.
Uh-huh.
I think, too, your 20s is the time to have the most fun.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like a lot of my age group kind of got screwed over with college. And a lot of people, I think, are also realizing that college isn't necessarily what it's always cracked up to be. Mm-hmm. So now's the opportunity to have fun.
For sure.
Make friends, enjoy yourself. And for the first time in a long time, I'm like realizing that and really just genuinely enjoying life.
Yeah, which is,
as it should be. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and close off the episode. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed it. I always like having Lexi on the show because these episodes are pretty candid, and you guys probably get to know me a little bit better. So like I mentioned, she kind of brings me out of my shell. So thank you, Lex, so much for coming on. It was so fun recording with you. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to the show if you enjoyed it. Share the show with a friend. Be sure to leave a 5-star rate and review. That just helps more people find and listen to the show. Thank you guys again so much for listening, and I will talk to you next Thursday.